Imagine looking out the window and seeing an entire space rocket slowly moving toward you. It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what this machine was built to do. Meet the NASA Crawler Transporter, one of the most powerful vehicles ever built. Instead of driving on roads, it slowly carries fully assembled rockets from the assembly building to the launch pad, keeping them perfectly stable every second of the journey. Here's what makes it incredible. Even while carrying thousands of tons, it moves so smoothly that the rocket stays almost perfectly upright. A tiny tilt at the wrong moment could put a multi-billion-dollar mission at risk. To put its size into perspective, this machine can move a load heavier than dozens of fully loaded city buses combined. Yet it crawls at little more than walking speed because precision matters far more than speed. But here's the part most people never realize. This machine has been quietly helping launch some of humanity's biggest space missions for decades, proving that sometimes the slowest machine carries the biggest dreams. And somehow, the next machine doesn't carry rockets, it carries entire ships. Imagine spending billions of dollars building a giant ship, and then watching another ship pick it up like it's nothing. Sounds impossible? It's real. This is the Dockwise Vanguard, and unlike ordinary cargo ships, it doesn't use a crane to load massive structures. Instead, it sinks itself into the ocean. As seawater floods its ballast tanks, the entire deck slowly disappears beneath the surface. For a few moments, it almost looks like the ship is sinking. But that's exactly how it works. Once the massive cargo is floating directly above it, the ship pumps the water back out, rises from the sea, and lifts the entire structure completely out of the water. And that's when you realize you're not looking at a ship carrying cargo, you're looking at a ship carrying another ship. Now watch closely. As thousands of tons begin to rise out of the ocean without a single crane touching them. That means this single ship can transport cargo that would be almost impossible to move any other way. But here's the craziest part. Once the cargo is secure, it sails across entire oceans as if nothing unusual is on board. Think about it. Instead of dismantling a billion-dollar structure into hundreds of pieces, this ship simply carries the entire thing in one journey. And that's why engineers around the world call it one of the smartest heavy-lift ships ever built. Imagine you're driving a 70-ton battle tank, and suddenly, the road ends. No bridge. No way across. The mission should be over, right? But then out of nowhere, these strange military vehicles roll into the water, and something unbelievable begins to happen. At first, they look like ordinary military trucks, but don't blink. In less than a minute, they'll transform into floating bridge sections. And here's the unbelievable part. One vehicle isn't enough. They connect together like giant building blocks to create an entire bridge across the river. Now imagine this. A 70-ton battle tank doesn't slow down for even a second. It simply drives onto the floating bridge as if it were solid ground. Every section constantly adjusts to the movement of the water, keeping the bridge balanced even while armored vehicles keep rolling across it. That's the engineering most people never notice. But here's what makes this machine truly unbelievable. There's no permanent bridge to destroy. Once the mission is over, the bridge simply disappears. In just a few minutes, what looked like an ordinary river becomes a military highway. And moments later, there's no sign a bridge was ever there. The craziest part? Most people could drive past one of these vehicles and never realize it can turn an uncrossable river into a highway for an entire army. That's exactly why it's one of the world's most underrated military machines. And if you think building a bridge in minutes is impressive, wait until you see the next machine. It doesn't cross mountains. It drills straight through them. What if I told you there's a machine that doesn't drive over mountains? It simply goes straight through them. Meet the giant that's quietly building tunnels where solid rock once stood. From the front, it looks like a giant spinning metal wall. But every rotation chips away solid rock, making space for an entire railway, highway, or metro tunnel. But cutting through rock is only half the job. As this machine moves forward, it immediately builds the tunnel behind itself. It's digging and constructing at the same time. Every concrete ring is placed with incredible precision. By the time the machine leaves, the tunnel is already strong enough to support trains, highways, or even underground metro systems. Here's the crazy part. This machine doesn't stop every few meters to rebuild the tunnel. It keeps moving forward while the tunnel grows behind it, almost like a giant earthworm creating its own path underground. Some of these machines are so huge that a normal family car could easily fit inside the front cutter head. That's how massive they really are. And here's what most people never realize. Once this machine finishes its job, you'll probably never see it again. It's taken apart deep underground, piece by piece, after creating miles of tunnel hidden beneath your feet. It quietly creates tunnels that millions of people use every single day. Yet most never know it even existed. But believe it or not, the next machine doesn't dig under the ground. It travels where almost no human vehicle can survive. Imagine getting stranded in a place where there's no road, no rescue, and temperatures can freeze you in minutes. Surprisingly, engineers once built a machine designed to drive across this frozen world. This wasn't just a truck. It was designed to be a moving research station. Scientists could sleep, work, repair equipment, and survive inside it while exploring one of the harshest places on Earth. Its enormous wheels were built to climb over deep snow and icy terrain. The idea sounded revolutionary, but Antarctica had a surprise waiting for it. Engineers even tried placing spare tires under the wheels to create more traction. It was an ingenious idea, but it still wasn't enough to conquer Antarctica's unforgiving ice. In the end, this incredible machine never completed the mission it was built for. Instead of becoming Antarctica's ultimate explorer, it became one of the world's most famous engineering failures, proving that even brilliant ideas can fail in the real world.